Hello, everyone. Welcome to Smart Investing. So, today's topic for the annual newsletter conference, or whatever you want to call it, this is Albert, and I'm the owner of Smart Investing on the YouTube finance channel. And I'm just going to talk about this topic called Main Street versus Wall Street. That was one of the most requested topics from my partners. And then I have one more topic after that, which I will announce. So I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. I just want to talk about Main Street versus Wall Street. The things that I think about when I think about Main Street versus Wall Street is basically I think about movies and how things came about, uh, I think about good versus evil. Certain movies come to mind: Wall Street, Wolf on Wall Street. We have Other People's Money. There's certain situations, and it's crazy how certain things from the past can still be relevant to the future and even to the present day. So when uh, I grew up just like a regular American. So basically, you know, when I was growing up, a millionaire was considered to be like, really rich. And then you fast forward now, you know, 20 plus years later, a millionaire is just not even worth it. You have to be even richer than that. And again, this begs the question, uh, the amount of money, if anybody gave me a number, every number would be different. What do people consider rich? I don't mean like crazy rich or I mean, what do people consider, let me rephrase that. What do people consider sustainable, you know, as a salary, or what is a comfortable living yearly? Put it that way, because I'm not going to say retirement. Anybody could say, oh, I need $50 billion to retire, or 50 million, whatever. Uh, but every number can be different, you know, based on, the numbers today, the living expenses, and how uh, expenses, inflation, everything came about. It's all through, pretty much government debt. So anyhow, when I think of Wall Street versus Main Street, good guys versus bad guys, you have smart people versus dumb people, and then uh, the crazy part is that I think I'm one of the very few people that is stuck in the middle. The reason I say that, it's not really based off of net worth in a way. Yes, but it's more to it than that. I see it as more of the circle of society. People don't know what it means to associate themselves with rich people. They might think they do because they see it on YouTube or certain channels or Instagram, and people scam and all that. But rich people know rich people. And then aside from that circle, uh, I've seen what it is to, associate myself with people like that. It is totally a different world. When I step into a world like that, because I love it when they say it, uh, this quote, and they've said it before from, my partnership with Bloomberg. They say it's a tale of two cities. It's a tale of two worlds. You have the rich and then you have the poor. But I think that's part of what's going on, but it's more to that, way more to that. And I see clearly as to what's going on. So again, there's just so many, you know, categories involved as to how this can be explained. Uh, but the reality is that in this small society, it is predominantly older white males. And when it's someone like me who steps into the arena, I have to use analogies because it's much easier for people to understand. People love analogies. That's what works. And so I step into this arena, into this casino, and then people don't know who I am, and it strikes them. I love using this term. I call it fear of the unknown. And the reason I love using that is because um, I can use that term because it's a term of aggressiveness, and it's it's a term of respect, but then also it's something that they're not used to. Wall Street is not used to people like me. Uh, when I say that, I grew up a humble person, a very religious person, and people need to understand that uh, when you're exposed to money, money can expose you. I believe when people do receive money and uh, level up their income and their net worth and all that, it exposes really who you are. And sometimes people might change. But again, the mantra and the whole motto with the quote from the movie Wall Street, I still know for sure that lives up to this day. The motto from Gordon Gekko, the movie Wall Street, greed is good. That still lives to this day on Wall Street. I want to change that narrative. Uh, this whole narrative is changing. I have very few people that support my work, believe in what I do, and know what I do. Uh, I need to strongly align myself with people that know and can get my support as to the right way of doing things. So eventually, people are going to take notice. But again, I want to do this correctly because the other thing too is that I don't want people saying and try to relate to themselves like me saying they're in the middle because I've heard uh, in this subscription where I'm at on YouTube, and then I'm not gonna name the channel, but they try to relate themselves too as if like they know what's going on. And it's funny because based on what they say, I could tell right away they're not part of that world. They're not part of that elite finance world. So again, I'm not trying to state this as if I'm better than somebody. It's because I could see it when I see it. I could call BS when I see BS. I've seen it so many times before. I could just see right through you when you've been doing this for so long. The reason I say that is because also um, sources come from somewhere. And so what I'm trying to say is when we're even at work and in a work environment, anywhere where you go, sometimes there is a system where it's a he said, he said, he said, she said, he said, you know, uh, there's a story that takes place and then you hear about it, then it gets passed on and related or relayed to someone or something else, and then words or different implementations or different understandings take place, and then the exact words are not uh, implemented or understood the same way as the main source was stated, and then everything gets passed along and then jumbled up, and then it can become like less accurate or just not even understood fully to its entirety, and then it it sounds okay, but the story is like watered down. It's not the full detail and the full clarity and accuracy where, sorry about that, where it should be. So aside from that, I just want people to understand that I only have a few minutes left. I just want people to understand that, there are people like me trying to do the right thing, but people need to understand their place. I've been doing this for uh, about 10 years in the finance world. I've made really strong connections. Again, I know both circles of being involved in the rich world and the poor world. So again, my allegiance is towards Main Street, always have, always will be. God willing, uh, my success will be very impactful. And so, again, um, if people want to feel inspired or whatever, more power to you. But again, when you're involved in the finance world, this is not something to be taken lightly. So people need to understand what they're getting involved with before they get involved with something or even say something. I'm not trying to put anybody down or anything. I'm just stating that um, in a world like this, if you don't know what you're talking about, or if you know you just want to feel inspired, or just you just want to partake in something just so you could feel like you're in a community, or feel like that's fine, but uh, try to understand what you're getting involved in, because again, there's just a small society and a small group of elite people that know what they're doing and know what they're talking about. So again, that's all I have to share for my final statement with that. Other than that, I'd like to say that with the whole Main Street versus Wall Street, sometimes people change. Money can change people. It's always a fight to the finish, And now lately, I strongly believe ever since 2020, this start of the decade has changed the whole game, changed the whole narrative. And people need to wake up and realize that uh, there's going to be very few people in the finance world, people like me, where they want to make an impact, but they need to do it for the right reasons. And they cannot get caught up into, this is the scary part, people cannot get caught up into the illusion of money, because the illusion is real. Um, it's horrible what I've seen, what money does to people. It can bring out the worst in people. That's the scary part. But money to me is just an ends to means. It's just something I need to, pay off bills and expenses. It's nothing really that makes me the person that I am or creates value to me as a person. This is what I want people to understand. This is what most people do not understand. Money does not give you value. It just gives you ends to a mean. That's it. We could have printed gold coins for all I care. That could have been money as well. So you mean to tell me a little piece of metal is going to define who you are? And this is a funny thing. I saw an interview with Ken Gifford, and it was on Bloomberg Media, my partners. So I'm allowed to comment on that. I will say this. The quote, and this was in the Kadar Economic Forum 2024. Boy, these are long hours and conferences, but I still got to watch the rest of it of day 1, 2, and 3. So anyways, what stood out to me, it didn't bother me, but what stood out to me, because I got to take out the highlights of, what was like most important. Well, this is what was important to me. He mentioned if you had to choose a brain surgeon, uh, how do you choose that brain surgeon? You choose the best surgeon, how? And then he was referring to money. I forgot how he said it. exactly, but what he was stating was, yeah, how do you choose the best brain surgeon if you needed somebody to do surgery on your brain? It was more accurate the way I just said it, like that. So what he was trying to say was, uh, basically, he admitted to greed. That's what I got out of it. So basically, you mean to tell me, um, when you work with somebody or try to do business, yes, for Wall Street, it's all about money. I get it. For people like me, everything, that's just part of it. It's not all of it, it's part of it. It's not always about money. Everything is not always about money. This is what Wall Street doesn't understand. And this is the sad part. This is what Main Street thinks as well. This is what they think they need to understand. And it shouldn't be like that. This country has fallen so badly, um, which leads me to my next topic, leadership. So stay tuned for that one. Um, Main Street and Wall Street, this is going to be a friendly rivalry. I don't know if it's going to turn into full-blown rivalry. It is what it is. God willing and Godspeed, but whatever comes out of this, hopefully it's something good and I'm going to be a part of it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.